Yes, respected sadhakas, welcome, salutations, gratitudes, and congratulations, and also the deep, intense, true from the heart prayers that these sessions should help us in grow spiritually. Our 12 Yaktitvas, which we have to remember to develop every day. The Lokaseva, fully established in doubt, nothing opposite to it. Dharma Sthapana, fully engaged in it consciously. Viraga Vyaktitvam, created, invented within us. Bhakta has to be initiated and intensified. Shishyatva, the need has to be understood, and then in that also the beginning and the growth and the completeness. Then the mumukshuta, very rare but has to come. Here where begins our true journey. Then the jignasa, this is the best of the qualities one can have. We have the jignasa, but not for that which liberates us, but all our jignasa is guided, directed towards all that which is unnecessary, which is only binding. The true jignasa, jnatum icha jignasa, desire to know. When there is a desire to know the worldly knowledge intensifies the desires. Then we are bound. When there is a desire to know the self, in the pursuit of that desire fulfillment, all other desires we get freed from, liberated from. Therefore, the importance and value of this jignasa. Atmanam jnatum icha, Paramatmanam jnatum icha, Sviya Atmanam jnatum icha. Upanishad Ukta Vidhi Dwara Sviya Atmanam jnatum icha, jignasa. Then all this never happens if we are not continuously given the information from outside and received inside, called as Shravanam. Therefore, Shrotrutva Vyaktitva. That relentlessness in listening, then keeping the data within us, doing vicharana, again listening because of the habit of forgetfulness. बार बार सुनने को होता है, नहीं तो भूल जाते हैं. If we can remember intensely in the first listening itself, then that is remembered all through. You need not listen second time. But then the subject being so mercury like slips away from our cognition, isn't it? Again, to reinstate it, minimum the information level, the Shravana has to be there. We are at the information level only for many, many lives. Going into the knowledge level, conviction level, commitment level, then doing sadhana. These are all again consciously put endeavors only when which will happen, only then that will happen. But for all of that, the base being Shravana, we should decide that we can't afford to be without Shravana. Every day as much as possible. Then comes the final decision that I am the Adhyatmika Sadhaka only. Sadhakatva. Then no way then to work hard. Therefore, Prayatna Shila. See that continuous effort can happen only when we are continuously prayerita. Wherever the prerana goes, the prayatna goes away. When the prayatna goes away, no more we are sadhaka. When the sadhakatva is not there, then Shravana of Tattva will not be there. Something else will listen. And that jignasa of listening something removes the mumukshutva, shishyatva, bhaktatva and vairagya from us. then we become worldly. Being worldly again, we can't be even doing our duties. We can never even remember our own Sanatan Dharma or Dharma or our Kartavya towards it. See that most beautiful one, the Prerana aspect. Then, while doing all of that, it being a very subtler than the subtlest operation, again here also we can't afford to be either hazy and lazy, hasty, and also we can't be restless also. There should be calmness, quietness. So these are the व्यक्तित्वास. Let us aim at first. इसको पहले पाएंगे, फिर उसके आगे और कुछ जरूरत है आध्यात्मिक प्रगति हेतु. We will learn them, understand them. In them also we get pravinyata, we get the maturity, etc. Good. Remember all this. And then who are there to help us? Luckily, we are not helpless. Luckily, we are not lonely. Even though the sadhanas have to be done by us, but all the time, so beautiful it is that the helping hands are there. The kind, compassionate, unimaginably, when this fact is recognized, that not only the world is binding so much with so many of the attractions, etc., but the very same world has got the most valuable, precious, kind, compassionate, helping aids and guides to us. When you recognize it, isn't it? It's a great joy. We have to, like, within those compelling, disciplining, scolding parents, there is divinity in them, expressing to love us, to take care of us. If that's recognized, isn't it? Everywhere within that school, college, behind that torturing, troubling teachers through teachings, there is a loving divinity in them that they want us to get educated. That subtle thing when we recognize, maja aata hai. So to behind that strict disciplining guru preceptor, there is a one who is relentlessly working on us to make us perfect for our own selves. When we recognize it, it's a really maturity. These are the rods with which we can know whether we are maturing or not. Measuring rods. In the same way, we are not left alone. We have in this very world most beautiful, glorious things, easily accessible. Shastra, what's the difficulty? Only you have to know that language, isn't it? Okay, so सब पढ़ ही लेते हैं anyway. Survival, you anyway learn the language. That is enough here. Listen and study Shastra. So much important it is, so helpful. So to the gurus. If we are in India, Bharat Mata ki Jai, we are not in any other countries. There only the materialistic gurus are there, not spiritual. In Bharat Mata ki Jai, everybody is a guru to other. The wife can teach Vedanta, give her a chance. Every wife is like Hemalekha. Every wife is like. The husband can teach Vedanta. Every husband can be the Yagnavalkya. The son can teach Vedanta. Every child can be Kapila Maharshi, teaching to his own mother. Everyone can be a father, can be a Vedanta teacher. Like Brahmadeva taught to his children, Brahma Devanam, Pratama Sambhamuva, Sabrahma Vidyam, Atharvaya, Jeshta Putraya, Praha, and Bhrugu and Varuna. Hundreds of examples where father himself became Guru to teach to the child disciple. So therefore, we have in Bharata Mata every time, any time, the gurus, the Adhyatma Bodha giving gurus. So along with these near and dear ones, the continuous sending of Guru Mahara, Guru Tattva are there who teach us Shastra, who tell us sadhana paddhatis. So available. and nothing to be paid there and all. School, college, lakho you have to spend to get the degree. But in studying the Shastras, Gurus don't sell that Vidya. देखो ब्रह्म विद्या बेचने के लिए नहीं है. So we are doing last 6 years, 7,000 lectures we have given. But we have not taken even one rupee. 7,000 lectures. I know these talks, if you go and do in corporate world, little, let us say, better and professional way, every lecture will cost minimum 10 to 20, 30,000. आप उसको मल्टीप्लाई करो, आई मस्ट पे करोड़पति बहनों. Isn't it? But not so. We don't. That's how easily, freely available. Only we have to go and learn. सब अपने अंदर ही है. Right? So to the mother. So kind she is. Little devotion, little recognizing her presence, having faith and praying. Certainly she is being mother. Isn't it? Mother is such one. You touch her, she feels so happy. You look at her face in her eyes and say, I am your child. वो तो सब पिघल जाते. As much terrible Shakti she is, when somebody does wrong for the total and becomes the Adipara Shakti, oh, she does the thing. More than that, she is kind and compassionate. In many of the Devi temples, there are two Ugra Rupa of the mother, Saumya Rupa of the mother. You know, in that Kerala, that Chotani Karni Mata, or in many places, Ugra and Saumya Rupa, mother. Ugra Rupa for the Dushtas who are adharmic and all, but for the dharmic and bhaktas who have that motherly love for her, taking himself oneself to be the child Santana, Saumya Rupa, we have to recognize it. Then we also have the Ishvara, Jagadishvara, Parameshvara. His slogan is what is copied in all Hindi quotations. Mein. Only one slogan of Bhagwan is "Main hoon na." Isn't it? Others are there for us only for minimum things, limited things, for limited period of time. Mother and father, all are there for us, but they can't be permanent. They can't be for everything. Like but Bhagavan is there permanently for everything. The everything are only two: bhukti and mukti. Like Yogakshemam Vahami Bhukti, Mokshayishyami Mukti. The two famous slokas of Gita in which Bhagavan's assurances are quoted. In that it is talked Bhukti and Mukti. Yogakshemam Vahami, I'll give you Yogakshema, that's the Mukti, the livelihood, the survival. Then Mokshayishyami, the Sarvadharman Parityajya mein, Mamekam Sharanam Raja, हम तो सर्व पापे भी मोक्षयिष्यामि मुक्ति. और क्या चाहिए देखो. And has he got any problems of the black and white issue, the South African style or the American style? They don't. He has not know the color, the gender, the caste, the creed, the caste, the religion, the rich or poor, educated, non-educated. Bhagavan has none of these as parameters. He says, just you seek, I am there to help you. Wow, can we recognize it? All is in recognizing deeply and knowing the art of making use by invoking. देखो. Then the last but not the least, the Brahma Tattva. Easiest मैंने कब मना किया तुमको मेरे को अपनाने से? तुम ही नहीं कर रहे हो, मैं क्या करूं? I am always you, isn't it? I am always you. You are always me. You are keeping me away. What to do? You want to suffer as a jiva, isn't it? You have chosen, like the youngsters want to, they choose to suffer by disregarding, disrespecting the parents, their advice. The terrible thing of birth of the ego at that age of 12, 13, 14 makes them feel independent. Wait, Bewakoof, you are independent. But then that independence is given to surrender more to the ones from whom you are getting everything, not to go away from them. If that clarity is not there to them, then they keep going away from the real source, then they suffer. Here also, when did I say you not to identify with me? बताओ, जो ब्रह्म तत्व कह रहा है, तुम तो मैं है, मैं तो तुम हूँ, त्वमेव अहम अहमेव त्वम. But see how freely all are available, priceless and yet priceless. है ना? You can't buy it with any of the price. Such much is their value, and that one is without any price, freely available. It is we who have to be mature to tune to it. So these are the 12 plus 6 Vyaktitvas we have to develop in ourselves and take the help. Now welcome again to this study. Few more days we have to conclude this introduction, the Sambandha Bhashya of this Shwethashwathara Upanishad from Krishna Yajurveda, the first chapter among 6. The kind, compassionate Bhagavan Sri Adi Shankara. How much struggle is going through by bringing to our cognition the essence of all great Shastras, by bringing the main references or quotations are shlokas. बाकी डिटेल्स साइड पे रखकर एसेंस हमको दिखा रहे. And what is the whole purpose of him? Only one. There is one Nirguna Parabrahma Tattva, and that is you. In the realization of that, there is moksha. A little slighter, lesser than that, shorter than that, please, no moksha given. Cannot be obtained. Every Mukta Purusha experienced that. Every Guru who taught, he taught that only. And that's what is recorded in all Shastras, putting in front of you. Mm. Now, both are in front of you. The Shastra references talk about Nirguna Ekameva Dvayam Brahma. Second, the Maya projected multiplicity world of multiplicity. First one is giver of moksha, second one is giver of the bandhanam. Up choice is yours. Isn't it? Choice is ours. The most unfortunate thing for human being is we are given a choice. If we are pushed choicelessly to moksha, we would have really gone for it. अब दोनों सामने रख. And you have to understand that is the game. What is the game? Both moksha karana, bandha karana are kept in front of me, and I am given the faculty of intellect, and then it is I who have to use it and see which is to be opted, which is to be worked for. This is the game. Everything is game in life. है ना? Here life का बंध मोक्ष भी खेल ही है. Now you make your intellect qualified कहो, sharper कहो, purified कहो, subtler कहो, unbiased कहो, then with that decide with proper thinking, understanding what to go for. That's what Lord Rama is doing in the evening class. What more better example than that Yoga Vasistha Maharamayana? He has given all the bhogas, the world. He is also is the Paramatma already available there. He is given the intellect. Now think about it. He correctly utilized the intellect. Therefore, he found the emptiness in it. He says, I don't want it. In where that fullness comes? Something, but exactly doesn't know. At a very young age, no, 15, 14. He had to ask the Guru. He is asked. Now, both Gurus are so convinced, Vasishtha Vishwamitra, that this is a fellow who is full in his vairagya. Therefore, his heart can be filled with now the divine knowledge, which he is qualified for. कल का जो हमने देखा सेकंड सर्ग में, the last lokas are so powerful. Somehow that, audience were inspiring. We have got one to है तो उसका बोलने का ढंग अलग होता है. Not getting, I'm unfortunate. But such a powerful subject it is. Beautiful. But I'm enjoying in myself. Great, great way. Sri Vishwamitra ji handing over both. How sweet it was. How he brought both of them together. And the outcome is one of these greatest of the Smriti Granthas coming in front in the form of that Yoga Vasishta Maharamayana Moksha Grantha. Mm. So this is what is the purpose of this Shwethashwathara Upanishad introduction, Sambandha Bhashya, few more days. Till yesterday, all the three Vishnu Dharmottar Purana, Vishnu Purana, Linga Purana, even Parashara Smriti, all were touched by us. Now, continuation is of the Brahma Sutras, which very tough even to study the sutra because as it defines अल्पाक्षरम असंदिग्धम सारवत विशुद्धमुखम सूत्र जो है ना दो तीन में वर्ड में होता है उसको इतना मुश्किल होता है ब्रेक करके समझना. Are we not seeing that in our Yoga Darshan Sutras? But luckily we have Bhashakaras and others to help. That's different thing when we study them. Maybe after 3-4 years when we finish Brahadaranyaka also. लेकिन वहाँ का भी रेफरेंस एंड फॉर द सनातन धर्मी बी अटेंटिव. The Brahma Sutras are the final authority. Even though they are not Apaurusheya, Apaurusheya to Upanishads hai. Brahma Sutras are their Nyaya Prasthana given to us by Sri Vedavyasa Bhagavan. Yet they are authority, nothing higher than that. So in that also, again and again said about the one without second, निर्गुण सच्चित स्वरूप परम आत्मा, उसको हमें जानना पकड़ना. That we'll be studying today. Before that, let us do our prarthana sankalpa. And should we spend some 5-10 minutes in understanding some things like every day, some general knowledge? Let us see what Bhagavan wants to give us today. Today's common sense thought before we study Upanishad for a few minutes. If we want to go through, these are the things. First and foremost is because we are human beings, because we are given intellect, okay, we are expected to be one particular thing in our life. That one particular thing which we are expected to be can be in English called as being professional. Underline this word with quotes and all the italics, whatever you say. We can never afford to be non-professional is equal to amateur for our any type of gains, progresses, evolutions. If that can come in us, everything in this world as a human being, we should take it professionally. Therefore, do it professionally. If we really see in our life, everything we do very amateur and casual way, wherein we don't involve in it completely, nor we know the processes to be done, nor we do it also properly. So स्वयं का पार्टिसिपेशन और जो करना है उसकी जानकारी और बाकी करना उसको. In all the three things, we are non-professional by choice. That maturity we have not got, that we have to be professional. That day when we get this thought very deeply in us, come what the goal may be. It's a higher spiritual goal. it can be materialistic goal, whatever it may be. The joy of performing, the joy of achieving will continuously, enrich us only when it is done with the professionalism. Because we are given intellect. The non-intellectual people, there's no feeling of professionalism. It's only some emotionalism or any of the necessityism if it is there. The survivalism. A tiger is not chasing the animals professionally. No, it's all survival instinct. Isn't it? The whole world is non-professional. They are survival. Because dono, buddhi or aham, not paripakva in them. But in a human being, both of them, a responsible individuality which can take responsibility, and then the most powerful instrument, intellect, what an amount of sophistication in it is given. You can't imagine it. Like the softwares developed by the computer engineers, what an amount of capacity in that what a miracles it is doing. है कि नहीं? The computer knowledge का I'm surprised to see how the flights take off just to buy that small button pushed only. You look at it. There are some videos of cockpit में तो कैसे वो रनवे में जाते हुए बटन दबाते जो ही टेक्स ओवर. Then the navigations and all, then landing, parking, stop. सारा वो computational techniques से हो रहा है. Miracles there that are happening. The rocket launching, the remote, even this online talks we are doing. कितना है और ये सब कौन कर रहा है? दिमाग कर रही है. Now imagine the शक्ति in the दिमाग that is given to us. Because of these two, we are expected to be professional in life. What is professionalism? Is taking things seriously, taking things to the heart, and me, the individual, should totally involve in them. Isn't it? In doing so only, where we are going wrong, what is correct, how to improve upon, all these intellectual inquiries done. And in that only the knowledge, wisdom keeps not growing. Then our performances become greater and greater. Then we will be able to go on growing in our life, evolving. Correct? Now we'll take some 7-8 minutes to discuss few things which are very familiar to us as a human being. Let us talk about generally these 4 stages. The your childhood age, the youth age, the middle age, then the elderly age. Bachpana, Yuvavastha, Madhyamavastha, and Vruddhavastha, the elderly. Professionalism told, keep that in the mind. What is the childhood? Childhood age is from the uncultured coming to the cultured, from the indisciplined coming to be disciplined, from the stage of harming others and oneself to the stage of non harming. This is what. And dependence is necessary at that age, but how to be, you know, making use of the dependency means what? Though the child is dependent, he should know the professional art of uh, fulfilling that. He depends on parents, how to get their help. बचपना में ये सीखना है. He is totally dependent, but then to fulfill all his requirements, whoever are helping him, he has to have the training to get that help from them. बचपनावस्था में प्रोफेशनली ये चीज़ों को सीखना है ना. In the mean sense what? The father will take him to school, but he should learn the art of sitting on the scooter or in car, then hold on to father. छोड़ दिया तो गिरेगा वो, चोट लगेगा. Same way, like that. Total dependent, yet he should have how to receive that help from whomever he needs. He depends on the teachers. In the childhood, even to learn ABCD से लेकर के At that stage, we should know, like, और इससे भी छोटा देखा जाए, खड़े होने के लिए, चलने के लिए, बोलने के लिए, he is not independent. तो he needs to get that help. So childhood में वो वाला भाई किस्मत होता है वो, you can't do anything. When we come to the youth age, that is the age of independence, and in that independence, he should learn the art of self-dependence. It is an age of independence, therefore, art of self-dependence in doing things required for himself by himself. He should go to school, college by himself, get the books, go to the library. युवावस्था में सारे होते हैं वेर स्वयं के ऊपर डिपेंड होकर जो करना है वो सब सीखना पड़ता है, करना भी होता है. That is called as the youth age. When we come to the middle aged time, that time, not only we are not depending on the world, not only we are independent in our living, but the third very important thing in that Madhyama Avastha for the Grahasthas between the age of 30 to 60 is what? They are helping the world. They are serving the world. They are becoming contributors to the world in as many ways as possible. So the dependency age, the independent age, then the age of serving others, helping others, which is great. That's what happens in the world. What I am saying is we can see it. Like your grandchildren, they are dependent. एक एक चीज आपको करना है. छोटे जो है up to the age of 14, 15. After that you can see them independent. Isn't it? You can keep the clothes there, he will wear it. वहाँ खाना लगाओ वो अपने बक्सा में लगा के ले जाएगा वो. All of that independent. And you can see once he's come to that age 25, 30, he becomes the contributor. Professional contribution, social contribution, domestic contribution, हर जगह पे. As he grows in age 40, 45, great children he has given to society, country, and himself through his professional skills in respective fields, serving so much. Isn't it a beautiful age? It is of contribution. So dependency age, independent age, contribution age. All this is worldly. Zero spirituality in that. Once we come to the senior citizen age, the fourth one, the Buzurg Avastha, the elderly Avastha, the respectable, there we have to start becoming absolutely spiritual, introverted. There we have to become professional there. Clear? Now it's a big subject. Now every day we are anyway listening that. If I start any topic, it will take 40, 30 minutes to explain. I have to watch the time also. And yet, we'll discuss in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. We'll try to discuss. Once we understand that we have grown now, finished our serving the world by being independent before that, age of 55, 58, bas ho gaya. We should know when we enter into spirituality these few things. And for these few things, some basic thing also I have to explain, but that all of you know, therefore, I'll not waste time in that. Straight away, I come to the topic. In spirituality, the first struggle, the first effort is the non spiritual world, worldliness, all of that. First thing in spirituality is we should see that we stop the entry of the new things into our heart. सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट स्पिरिचुअलिटी में क्या है ना, लेट मी पुट इन ए वेरी लेमैन्स लैंग्वेज, नया खचरा वर्ल्डलीनेस का जो सांसारिक है, जो अपोजिट टू स्पिरिचुअलिटी है, उसको अंदर आना कम करते करते जीरो करना. डोंट यू डू इट व्हेन यू क्लीन योर हाउस. फर्स्ट यू हैव टू क्लोज ऑल द डोर्स, क्रॉस वेंटिलेशन वाले. अदरवाइज यू आर स्वीपिंग इट बट अदर जगह से खचरा आता रहता है. You close it so that the new kachra doesn't come. First thing we have to do is, kachra here is non-spiritual worldliness. By all our faculties numbering in 14, the worldliness should not enter into us. New one. One point. Second is what? As much as possible, with all the 14 faculties, we have to see to it that the spirituality enters into us. I'm just giving a subheading topics. You work on that. थोड़ा मीनिंगफुल लग रहा है कि नहीं सुनने में तो stop allowing the entry of new nuisance, new samsara, new worldliness. That's why I said it needs to be explained about what is samsara, how it enters through faculties. आप समझ लेते हो, आप इतना कहने से काफी है. Stop the allowance of entry of the new things. The cross border, new terrorists from the outer things should not be allowed inside. New Rohingyas should not be allowed. कानदिशी का कहते हैं उनको संस्कृत में कानदिशी कहा जाए नहीं पता इसलिए फॉर एवरीबडी दोज हैव नो प्लेस टू स्टे दे कम इनटू इंडिया ओनली if they are good helping people like Indians wherever they go they help it's okay but they become burden they become the destroyer of the nation resources so funny it is anyway so first is non allowance of samsara anymore into us करना पड़ता है like even one has to become very healthy from the diseased level, first thing to be done is what? Stop consuming those things which add up to the disease. Common sense, no? When I have to come out of my poverty, I have to start, first thing to do is stopping that nonsense which makes me more poverty wala. Isn't it? हर जगह पे common sense thought है. Even this thing, professionalism, we don't have. Professional understanding, when we enter into spirituality, so called, even spend decades together, कि नया खचरा अंदर नहीं डालना, this first step also we fail in. First step only we fail. Therefore, we are so much in pramada, inadvertence, that go on allowing the new nonsense to enter. That is why the first step said in spirituality is avrutta chakshu. If not, if the chakshu is not avrutta, closed, means all faculty is opened up. Welcome, aye. The whole dirt of the world is allowed inside. Worldliness, all. Then, through all the faculties, second one is the allow the spirituality to enter. Second point. Third, new worldliness we have not allowed. Equally important is already existing non-spiritual things in us. Whether vasanas, they are maybe the habits, they are the thinking patterns, they may be the wrong convictions, they are the attitudes, the intentions, in so many forms in ourselves during our childhood, youthhood, and the Madhyama Avastha of Grahastha Ashrama, because of the requirement at those ages, those lives, those ways of life, we have all gathered them. Like in life, some things which are very essential at that time. But later on, they themselves are burden. You have to throw them away. In the same way, when we are conducting in the outer life, we have to be gathering so much of the things in our heart, which are to be thrown away when we enter into spiritual path. Those have to be removed. Call them habits, whatever they are. That's why I'm telling you. Only subheadings I am giving. You work on that. Getting rid of already gained worldliness, samsara, throwing it away is the third thing we have to achieve. Then the fourth one, obviously, the received spirituality or already existing spirituality, whatever there, that has to be sustained, that has to be polished, and that has to be made more powerful, that has to be more subtler, that has to be made. Then we have to do the practice of that more and more to evolve truly spiritual. Spiritual person has to have these four things professionally seen. Professional is the word today's whole introduction. ओके, सो अच्छी लकीली क्या है ना, उसमें एक चीज करो दोनों हो जाते. नॉन अलोवेंस ऑफ द न्यू संसार, अलोवेंस ऑफ द स्पिरिचुअलिटी, कट्टे कर सकते हैं. क्लियर? दैट्स द एडवांटेज इज देयर. एज द ऑपोजिट आल्सो ट्रू. नॉन अलोवेंस ऑफ द स्पिरिचुअलिटी, अलोवेंस ऑफ द वर्ल्डलीनेस. So, and everything professional, body, professionalism in bodies, it should be kept fit, intact for the spiritual journey. In its lightness, in its activeness, in its health, etc. Because कुछ भी करो घूम फिरा के हमको शरीर से ही शुरू करना पड़ता है. एंड दैट इज अ स्टार्टिंग ट्रबल. पिछले समय में कार वगैरह स्कूटर वगैरह होते थे, बिकॉज ऑफ द थिंग्स कि ठंडा पड़ जाते, देन वो स्टार्ट होता नहीं, 100 किक मारना पड़ता, धक्का देना पड़ता. You understand? Those days, those cartoons used to come that the father has to go to the office, a scooter start ही नहीं होता. Then he asked the son or somebody, धक्का दे रहे बाबा, वो दे रहा है दे रहा है दे रहा है. After half an hour, the father, अबे रुक जा बेटा, गया ऑफिस आ गया, पेट्रोल बच गया. Isn't it? इतना धक्का दे दे के करना पड़ता था. So this body level of घूम फिरा के इधर ही आना पड़ता है, because the problem start from here, solution also starts from there. So the professionalism is minding the sharira so carefully that it is not liability, it is an asset for sadhana. We have to be careful. That's where come all the diet restrictions, our exercises, our pranayamas, yoga. ये सब करना पड़ता है, तभी जाकर शरीर स्वस्थ रहकर आनंद देगा साधना करने में. अदरवाइज already the body is heavy or burdened or lazy or diseased, that itself is दुख. अब अगर उसको साधना करो बोलोगे, वो कहते मैं ऑलरेडी दुखी हूं. Professionalism starts there for a spiritual person. Then professionally, now I'll go quickly through all the faculties. Karmendriya, Jnanendriya. Think about it. The tongue, professionally should take the name of the Lord. The eyes, professionally should look at the form of the Lord, by which inside the Lord is being entered. We are doing it. मैं मुख से भगवान का नाम ले रहा हूं ताकि मेरे अंदर भगवान के संस्कार बढ़े. मैं आंखों से उस चित्रपट भगवान का विग्रह देख रहा हूं. Okay, it's a puja somebody is doing, I'm watching. Why are you doing looking at it? The divinity I'm allowing it to enter into me. Can't say. I am listening to bhajana, listening to Nama Sankirtana, listening to Bhagavad Katha. Like yesterday we have seen in our glorious Skanda Purana, what a beautiful stories one by one they are coming. Indra ka Sara jo hai na, he has killed that Vishwarupa, then the Brahmahatya Patakam. It cannot be redeemed, he'll have to go through it only. He is there now in that waters. Within that, then he can't be king. Then the whole Swarga was getting disturbed because of the liar, ruler. Therefore, नारद जी आ गए, उन्होंने कहा चल राजा नहुष, he has done 99 अश्वमेध यज्ञास, अब एक ही है, एक कम है, फिर भी चलो 99 हो गया ना, make him Indra. In and through all of that we are listening divinity and all. So can't say I have to be professional, that I have to listen about Lord, so that inside me, its subtler layers, the divinity is increased or allowed to enter. Isn't it? Should we not do it professionally? We are not that we are not doing. कर रहे हैं हम, लेकिन amateur way, in a lazy manner, in a non-planned manner, without the regularity or depth of doing it. ऊपर ऊपर कर रहे हैं, कभी लिया तो लिया नाम, नहीं तो नहीं. ऐसा नहीं होना है, 24 घंटे नाम लेते रहना. That way there should be not even a moment which is we are free, because the problem is what, through these faculties, if the divinity is not allowed to enter, the other things it will receive. क्योंकि बंदा तो जिंदा है ना, So Indriyas are alive, so they are receiving something all the time. If the positive not given, negative it will take. That's what we were doing so far. That is a two in one. Never do any spirituality to ascend inside. Spirituality भी नहीं आ रहा है, worldliness भी आ रहा है. उसको reverse करना है. Ever do with faculties, spiritual related things, so that spiritual things are entering inside, non-spiritual are not allowed. इसको जानबूझकर प्रोफेशनली करना है. तो आंखों से भगवान का रूप देखना, कान से भगवान का कथा नाम सुनना, वाणी से भगवान का ही नाम बोलना. These are the three very important things. Isn't it? Main these three. The other jnanendriyas of the nose and the skin, the rasanendriya. Chalo rasanendriya, take it as prasadam, don't have any bhoga shakti, new. जीने के लिए खाने का सीख लो. That's enough, that one. One principle enough, you cross the problems. बड़ा लंबा चौड़ा भी नहीं करने का. With the स्पर्शेंद्रिय, take good bath every time, be fresh, it's all done. Nostril क्या है? लाइट अगरबत्ती डेली प्रॉपर वाला, सर्दी गर्दी ना हो जाए, ताकि द एटमॉस्फेयर इज मेड इन द माइंड, अरोमा, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द स्मेल, द वासनास. Isn't it? If you make in the house all eatables का smell, then eating vasanas come through the nose. नाक भी एक काम करता है संसार या साधना निर्माण करने में. So देखो, गुलाब का स्मेल है या अगरबत्ती का, so that reminds us. That much we can do with regard to the nose and tongue and skin. But the other two, the eyes and ears, and in the karmendriyas, mainly the mouth. So legs, ठीक है, you take it for pradakshina. है ना? आत्मा त्वं गिरिजामते सहचरा प्राण. We have seen yesterday, day before yesterday. शरीरम गृहम पूजाते विषय भोग रचना निद्रा समाधि स्थिति संचार प्रदक्षिण विधि स्तोत्रानि सर्वागिरः यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तत्तदखिलम शंभो तवाराधनम. पूरा ज्ञानेन्द्रिय कर्मेंद्रिय अंतकरण हो गया, सब भगवान के लिए वहां. यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तत्तत् शंभो तवाराधनम. So we have seen. So to come to that pranas level, let good pranayama done, good bhojana is taken, so that we always are at the energy level. I'm going quickly now. So to come at the mind level. Professionally, let the bhakti to the Lord be consciously developed. Prema to the world be consciously developed. अनासक्ति टू द वर्ल्ड इज कॉन्शियसली डेवलप्ड. ये सब मन में प्रोफेशनली स्पिरिचुअल एवोल्यूशन के लिए जानबूझकर हमें करने वाले बातें. आर वी नॉट डूइंग? वी आर डूइंग बट नॉट प्रोफेशनली. वी आर नॉट टेकिंग देम सिंसियरली सीरियसली. दैट्स द डिस्कशन टुडे. वी आर गुड बट गुडनेस डजंट हेल्प. वी हैव टू बी स्मार्ट आल्सो, isn't it? Intelligent also we have to be. Like, you see our EM, EAM, very good he is. Very well chosen by PM, but he's smart also. You can see that. Intelligent. In those last 3-4 meetings, when he was tried to be cornered, what an intelligent way he gave answer. The two questions basically asked him were how India has taken the oil from the Russia when the Russia is waging war against Ukraine. They are providing, we are taking, we are interested in our country, first of all. And what's wrong? The answer is so cute there. So chup ho gaye. Then the other one was little aggressive. When he talked about Pakistan, only 2 sentences. And all Westerners raised their doubt question. He gave them, I tell you, quoting all the references of how many ways this Pakistan is continuously terrorizing our nation by sending terrorists. He says, मैंने decent word use किया. Given a freedom, I would have used such a powerful words, but I am diplomatic. Do you know that? He said that, डर गए सब लोग. And then he asked a question. How many times we have provided all the evidences to you? तुम लोग उनके खिलाफ बोलते नहीं in your international forum. You are questioning us who are defending our country. We are not invaders. We are not creating terrorists and sending to Pakistan. अगर कर दिया तो 1 साल में खत्म हो जाएगा पाकिस्तान. By funding the money, we can create terrorists in Pakistan itself to destroy them. जो बंदा पैसे के लिए उधर से इधर अटैक करेगा, उधर से उधर भी करेगा ना. इज इट डिफिकल्ट फॉर इंडिया? बताओ. उन्हीं को टेररिस्ट बना के, उन्हीं को दिमाग तो काम करते नहीं उनको. All that he did not speak. He wrote very diplomatically because he's representing a huge country. Seeing whose development, one side the world is happy, other side jealous also. Happy because the growth of India is helping the growth of the whole world. Jealous because ego, they are not spiritual. Every non-spiritual person is egoistic. Ego creates the jealousy. स्पिरिचुअल पर्सन से अरे बिना मेरा मेहनत का या मदद का वो ग्रो कर रहा है, करने दो. वेरी गुड इट इज. Anyway, so professionalism in these things at the mind level, professionalism. At the intellectual level, the professionalism. Hana? Look at Pujya Gurudev, how many books he has written commentary. To write, how many books he might have studied. And those days, these are all computer. कुछ नहीं था, हाथ से लिखते थे books. Then they are typed and proofreading and all. Or his lectures are transcribed and then he'll have to edit them. Because when the lecture is given, it is not given in the form of book reading, no. Somebody will have to edit and all that. Pauses and commas and all. He'll have to again go through every one of them. That's how so many books have come out. No, is it not professionalism intellectually? Where is professionalism in us? In spiritual life, so called your and mine. I'm talking about myself. तो लाना पड़ता है उसको, उसके बाधा करने वाले, डिस्टर्ब करने वाले, वॉट एवर द ट्रेड्स आर देयर, वी हैव टू ड्रॉप देम. इफ रिक्वायर्ड यू हैव टू चेंज द प्लेसेस, वी हैव टू चेंज द पीपल, चेंज योर रूटीन, डेली स्केड्यूल. ये सब बिना समझे, मतलब ये सब समझ कर करना पड़ता है. दैट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ प्रोफेशनलिज्म. If the professionalism doesn't come in our life at every field, in spite of all inner abilities, outer resources, we can't do the best. When you can't do the best, we can never get the best. As simple as that. और बहुत सारे चीजें हैं, इसी को मैं कल भी कंटिन्यू करूंगा. इज एन इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक. As it is getting developed, you can see the importance in it. Thank you. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharashibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. Om Yerime Guruvi Purvam Vadavakya Pramanadaha Vyakyata Sarva Vedantaha नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ओम भवता जनता सुहिता भविता निजबोध विचारण चारुमते कलयेश्वर जीव विवेक विदम भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणम. ब्रह्मानंदं परम सुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगन सदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. परम ब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध मोक्ष प्राप्ति सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्धानां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम अनेक शास्त्र अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। ओम अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओमथ सम्बन्धभाष्यम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति. See, these two shlokas, how powerful they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. दृश्यते हि अर्थरूपेण पुरुषैर भ्रांत दृष्टिभिः. Okay. कूटस्थो निर्गुणो व्यापी चैतन्य आत्मा स्वभावतः. The Atma, which is by nature Chaitanya Sarupa, which is by nature Kutastha, Nirgunaha, Vyapi, that alone is reality. But Bhranta Drushtibihi, Ajnana Rupe Karanena, Bhranta Drushtibihi, Artha Rupena Drushyate. This is not a problem. Solution क्या है कि यदा पश्यति च आत्मानं केवलं परमार्थतः. When he intellectually understands on the seat of meditation, experiences the pure Kevala Paramatma, which is the Paramartha, then he will realize that Maya Matra Vidam Dvaitam Tada Bhavati Niruvrataha. The entire Dvaita made out of Maya gets removed. थ्रू आउट लाइफ रिमेंबर ना, दोनों एक दूसरे के कॉम्प्लीमेंट करते हुए तबाह भी करते हैं और उद्धार भी करते हैं. लेट अस से एग्जांपल गुड एंड बैड. बिकॉज वी आर नॉट डूइंग गुड वी आर डूइंग बैड. कन्वर्सली बिकॉज वी आर डूइंग बैड वी आर नॉट डूइंग गुड. प्रॉब्लम. Solution also same. Do the good, bad goes away already by itself. Or stop doing the bad, then other option is left is only good to do. है ना. धर्म नहीं कर रहे हो इसलिए अधर्म कर रहे हो. पुण्य नहीं कर रहे हो इसलिए पाप कर रहे हो. पाप कर रहे हो इसलिए पुण्य नहीं हो रहा. अधर्म कर रहे हो इसलिए धर्म नहीं हो रहा. रिवर्स क्या करें. अब पुण्य करो ऑटोमेटिकली पाप गोज अवे. गिव अप द पापा यू हैव द टाइम टू डू. डू द धर्म धर्म गोज अवे. गिव अप द धर्म ऑब्वियसली यू डू द धर्म. कॉम्प्लीमेंटिंग है एट द हाईएस्ट लेवल आल्सो दिस. व्हाट इज इट. Ekamevadvayam Brahma, we are not pursuing. Therefore, the other alternative is the Aneka Dvaita Mithya Prapancha. We are pursuing, we are substantiating, we are making it more and more appear as real, and we are getting lost in it. Conversely, because our all attention, attitude, professionalism is there only in the worldliness. Therefore, spirituality is never even the vicinity of us. Problem. Now reverse करो, solution वही है. More and more we become closer to the truth in intellectual comprehension and the spiritual meditational heights. To that extent, the reality given to the samsara creating multiple world gets reduced. This side, through Viveka Vairagya, when we keep away the world and its entry to us, giving up the reality given to it, to that extent, we'll be able to near to the truth in our intellectual understanding, even meditation. That's what is said here. कि यदा पश्यति च आत्मानं केवलं परमार्थतः. Yada, when he sees, Pashyati means experiences, Atmanam, the pure self, Kevalam, which is one without second, Paramartha, which is absolute reality or the truth, then Idam Dvaitam, the so-called Dvaita, which is Maya Matram, only is Maya alone, really it is not at all there, Tada Bhavati Nirvrutaha, then it slowly gets receding, it becomes zero-fied. Therefore, in this, without knowing the one without second self, the manyness of the projected world will not go away. So, in this, without knowing the rope as rope, the snake will not go away. Without keeping away the fear of the snake for some time, we cannot put effort to apprehend or comprehend the existing truth, reality, the rope. दोनों complementary है. Therefore, after this, the whole conclusion is this: तस्मात् विज्ञानम एव अस्ति. What is there is the pure conscious self alone. Then na prapanchaha na samsruti. in that pure, indivisible truth beyond any comprehensions, subject to self in that, because there is no द्वैत प्रपंच क्रिएटिंग संसारा नामो निशान भी नहीं है उसमें. And all this is we have to realize. First, intellectual understanding में, second through sadhana, on the seat of meditation, in our own internal experience. So मैं उस आत्मा के अनुभव पाया हूं जिसमें प्रपंच नहीं होने के कारण संसार लेश मात्र भी नहीं है. Therefore, what is samsara? Not knowing the absolute truth, projecting the multiple world, getting entangled in it by giving it reality. What is moksha? Knowing the world, self, establishing the self. Other than the self, there is nothing. There is no multiple world, multiplicity world. There is no involvement in it to get caught up in samsara. This thing, professionally, we have to listen. Professionally, we have to contemplate. Professionally, we have to understand. Then, professionally, we have to accept. Because even after understanding the powerful vasanas, powerful egos, कुछ ना कुछ बीमारी होती है जो एक्सेप्ट नहीं करने देता. When you are intellectual genius, come up to the level of understanding, then that understanding they keep away. They don't accept. Like the whole world. Everyone understands the greatness of India. The Americas, the Chinas, the Pakistan. सबको पता है इंडिया का ग्लोरी इतना. इंडिया इज a beautiful country. We are the only harmless world country in the world. But they have their own prejudices, their own egos, their own personal profits, gains, benefits. Some nonsense है. Therefore, they don't accept. Therefore, they try to pull down India in one way or the other. Other side, taking all benefit from India. India is being spiritual. They can never harm anyone. As a country in nature, one or two individuals इधर गड़बड़ हो तो that's okay. And we don't harm anyone. They understand, but they don't accept. In the same way, understanding के बाद जो acceptance होता है ना, उसको बहुत time लगता है. Like the world also. World is the cause of all problem, samsara. समझ में आता है, but accept नहीं होता. इसलिए again we go to the get kicked by the same word. Which drunkard does not understand that the drinking is bad? You ask him, he will write a big thesis, more powerful than you and I, because he is experiencing it. We are only theory. उसको practically पता है. He can write, but then he is not accepting it. When you don't accept, then we cannot be practical. Like if you accept parents are great, practically you serve them. If you accept the guru is great, practically you surrender to him. If you accept the Shastras are true guides, you will study them every day. If you accept the Paramatma Prapti alone is moksha, other than that, how can you involve in anything? In anybody बेवकूफ जो होता है जानबूझकर जाकर फंसता है. Like yesterday I gave example. Is there anybody who puts his head in the bow in the cage where the tiger is there? Those who want to be alive नहीं करेंगे ना. That's the problem there, the acceptance act. When the acceptance comes, then you have to be still doing one more thing of continuously practicing it. At that time, the practical challenges come. Remember, when you initiate, the initiation level challenges come. When you are theoretical, the theoretical level challenges will come. When you are being practical, trying to be, at that time, the practical challenges will come. Nothing will be easier or smoother, but nothing is impossible. Thank God for the human being Lord has given all abilities, capacities. If they are not there in this life, He will give that person in the next life. See to it that he will grow, provided he is accepting his wanting to grow, to evolve spiritually. Therefore, what is there is Vijnana Swarupa Parabrahma only. Na prapanchaha, na samsruti. Professionally understand it, intellectually, obviously, professionally accept it. Therefore, professionally try to discover that Vijnana Swarupa Atman inside. In trying to discover it now, anything else comes, it being belonging to the world, it is intellectually understood and accepted that the world being unreal or projected, then reject that one. Easily, effortlessly reject. Like a person who accepts wanting to be healthy, doctor says, "ये खाना मत करो, खाओ, तबीयत खराब होएगा." If you accept that principle, any people offer it, any account, इतना भी अच्छा देखे वो खाना, he says, "First remove this from my plate." Don't you see those professional people? Let us say he is having the diabetes. तो उनके थाली में मिठाइयाँ लगाए हैं. He says, "First you remove it before I touch the plate." Because he doesn't want to suffer. He is professional. He wants to be healthy. In the same way, when we know Paramarthata, Atman alone is there, realizing it is moksha, and we are professionally trying for that, any obstacle comes, knowing that it is obstacle, we should be able to reject it. The obstacle is the arrival of the world again and again in our observation. ये सब सत्य नहीं है. देखो, after this level of conviction, is that sadhana that is indicated, which we were struggling to understand and never understood. What it is? Neti neti. Naiti naiti. So, other than pure Vignapti, Paramatma Tattva, everything as it is understood is false. Yet, out of habit or vasanas, those thoughts start coming. What we have to do? Naiti neti. Not this is my goal, not this is my goal, this is not my goal. करते हुए उसको छोड़ते जाना. Just like, when you go to a shop, 100 things are shown. But what you want it to reach to that, don't you say neti neti to the other things? When you want to receive somebody in railway station, 100 people are seen. Don't you see neti neti too? Don't you do that neti neti to everybody till you reach to the person to whom you went to receive? Isn't it? Here also, only when it is intellectually understood that Atma alone is truth or reality, in our effort to reach Him, anything else comes, so you say neti neti, usko reject karo. Interesting point. The final क्या है ना? When we can reject all rejectable, then something remains which can't be rejected. That is the self. And that self neither be rejected nor be held also. Because an object other than me alone can be given up or taken up. So self is aheyam and anupadeyam. You have to just be that. ये सारे फिर as we become more deeper in our understanding, the meaning of these sentences, which is blank to us now, gets revealed at that time. बहुत सारे शब्दों का मीनिंग ना हमको सूझता ही नहीं एट आवर इम्मेच्योर लेवल. But as we grow deeper and deeper, we start really getting the meanings revealed to us. क्लियर? यहां तक क्या है? तस्मात् विज्ञानम एव अस्ति न प्रपंचः न संस्कृति. With this, the Vyasa Bhagwan's father, Parashara ji, in his Parashara Samhita, Parashara Shruthi, he gave the conclusion. That text must be having the continuous other teachings for sadhana, etc. Bhagavan Shankara, up to this, he has quoted here because that's what's required in this present context of our subject which we are studying, developing. Now he takes up the summary of what he said. Now, again, gives the next level of quotes from the Brahma Sutra. The summary of these 4-5 lines जो है ना थोड़ा गंभीर है. मुझे ध्यान से पढ़कर आपको आराम से बोलना पड़ेगा. आपको उतना ही आराम से सुनना होगा समझने के लिए. टुडे वी ट्राई फॉर 5 minutes, tomorrow we'll try for 5 minutes. What it is? Now, evam, I am studying the Bhashya now. After this, Parashara Samhita quoted by Shankara. The quotations from Shastra and his own Bhashya he is writing. That is all together is called Sambandha Bhashya to this Upanishad first chapter. So, evam, in this way, Shrutyadina Namadhikarana Upanyasa Mukhena Sarupena cha Badhitatvad Prapanchasya Mithyatvam Avagamyate. So, Badhitatvat, because it is being rejected, Prapanchasya of the world, Mithyatvam, the unreality nature, Avagamyate, has come to clear, doubtless conclusion or understanding. So, प्रपंचस्य मिथ्यात्व अवगम्यते. प्रपंच का मिथ्यात्व इस तरह से समझ में आता है, समझना चाहिए. बाधितत्वात्, क्योंकि the reality given to the प्रपंच is eliminated. How? By two reasons. One, the Swarupa ka Jnana diya gaya, Atma Tattva ka. Second is what? The whole world is nothing but Nama Rupa. And you can't have the Nama Rupa given without any substratum. The substratum is Paramatma only. And the logic is what? The Rupa Nama can never be independent of the Adhisthana. Therefore, from that standpoint, the Rupa Nama are unreal because they can't live independently. That which is independent alone is reality. The Rupa Nama being dependent on the substratum, therefore it is unreal. Anything you take, an ornament, a Rupa, an ornament in Nama. Let us say the earring. Are they independent? The Rupa and Nama? No, they are dependent on the gold, the substratum. Therefore, by knowing that the earring is a name and form, be attentive. Name and form cannot be independently existing. In this way, the name and form called earring is rejected. Second, by directly apprehending the pure gold which is totally permeated in your so-called earring, in that way also, what is done? The Rupa Nama of the earring is rejected. But still it is appearing, therefore mithya. Because you are putting it in the ear. So that's what he says. Nama Rupadi Karanatvena Swarupena eva also. The whole Jagat is Nama Rupa, it cannot be independent, its Karana is Parabrahma. In that way, Karana Rupi Parabrahma alone is reality, not the Nama Rupa which is projected. Secondly, directly by telling the Parabrahma to be Sachidananda. So Shrutyadina, Shruti ne kya kiya? Namadi Karana Upanyasa Mukhena. By the means of doing the Upanyasa of the Parabrahman as the Karana of the Namarupa, and Namarupa is a Jagat. Jagat Namarupa cannot be without the substratum Paramatma. Second is Sarupena cha. By establishing by its own Swarupa the Sachidananda, by all these two means. One is what is there is Swarupa Paramatma. Second, what you see the world, but it's only Rupa Nama, it can't be without substratum, it cannot be independently existing. Because of these two discussions, the Rupa Namatma Jagat is Badhitatvatu. It is Badhitattvam is proving its unreality. Yet it is appearing, therefore, Mithyatvam Avagamyate. बाधित हो गया, उसका बाधितत्व में reality is gone. But still, some vyavahara has to be done, sadhana has to be done. Therefore, vyavaharik sadhana sambandhi acceptance of the world is there. That's called as mithyatvam. Acceptance is not mithyatvam. That's called the world to be mithya. जगत मिथ्या का अर्थ क्या हुआ? जगत परमात्मा को जानने के वास्ते है, उसके अलावा उसमें कुछ पाने के लिए, फंसने के लिए नहीं है. That's the meaning of taking Jagat to be Mithya. You can't say totally Jagat unreal, because if you say unreal, then Guru is unreal, the Granthas are unreal, the Satsanga is unreal, because they're all part of this world. Then Sadhana is unreal. Then we land up in the wrong notion at our immature level. Therefore, instead of rejecting straight away saying that is Nasti or non-existing, they say Mithya. Mithya is दिख रहा है लेकिन है नहीं. कोई कोई काम को आता है लेकिन not real even then. Like the Guru in the dream. He taught that you are waker. You woke up. So that Guru in the dream also part of a dream, therefore he is a mithya. But he helped to wake up. Without him, we can't wake up. And just because he woke up us, he still cannot be real. So too, because of all this, we are waking up to reality, yet they are not real. But by saying not real, if you reject them, you can't wake up. Be clear about it. So, in this way, Badhitatvat Jagat Mithyatvam Avagamyate. Again, I am reading Evam. Evam means from last 1 month we are studying the Parashara Samhita, before that the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana, in between the Linga Purana, usse pehle Vishnu Purana. So, because of all this, Vishnu Dharmottara, Vishnu, Linga, Parashara. Evam, in this way, what I quoted to you, Shankara Bhagavan saying, Shrutyadina नामादि कारण उपन्यास मुखेन स्वरूपेण च Badhitatvat prapanchasya mithyatvam avagamyate. Badhitatvat, because it rejected prapanchasya mithyatvam avagamyate. The Jagat is now, after studying Shastra so thoroughly, is seen as it was seen earlier, but now it's not taken as real, it is taken as mithya now. जगत वैसा ही दिखेगा उपाधियों को, बट पहले अज्ञान के कारण सत्य के रूप में वी आर क्रिएटिंग संसार आउट ऑफ इट. नाउ विद द शास्त्र ज्ञान, इंटेलेक्चुअल अप्रिहेंशन, विथ ऑल लॉजिक्स, कोटेशंस एटसेट्रा, वी सी द वर्ल्ड कंटिन्यूअसली एज अर्लियर, बट नाउ इट्स मिथ्या, सो वी नीड नॉट रन फॉर इट. क्लियर? मिथ्या तो अगम्यते. ओके. सा उसका सारांश नहीं कि अस्थूलादि लक्षणस्य ब्रह्मणः, that Brahman which is Astulam, Ananu, Adirgam, Ahrasvam. These are all the quotations about Brahman in Upanishads. So Astuladi Lakshanasya Brahmanaha, that Brahmana which is not having any qualities which the Jagat has got, for example Stulatvadi, Astuladi Lakshanasya Brahmanaha, that Brahmana whose Lakshana is Astula, means there is no Lakshana of Tulata etc., which belongs to the world of that Brahman, Tad Viparita Stula Akaraha, the opposite of it, imagining it to be having the stulata, anutva, ityadi, all these akaraha, mithya bhavitum arhati. Therefore, it is not real, it is only mithya, it's only at the level of ignorance, it is accepted or seen as real. The two things. Because of ignorance, we took it as reality. But with the knowledge, it is understood to be unreal. But still, with the faculties, it is seen. Therefore, it is called as mithya. Like blueness of the sky. To the intellectual understanding, sky can never be an object to be seen as a blue color. So therefore, the blueness of sky is unreal. But because of the optical illusion or limitations, the blueness of sky is seen. Therefore, it is not real and it is not real, but in between both. सत्य नहीं है असत्य नहीं. So सत्य नहीं है असत्य बीच में रहता है, उसको कहते हैं मिथ्या. On the blueness of the mithyaness of the sky, how many poems have come, how many cinema गाने आ गए हैं. नीले नीले अंबर के, है ना, क्या क्या लिख के जाते हैं. अंबर नीला होता ही नहीं. Got it? Now, therefore, last one, yatha ekasya chandramasah tad viparita dvitiya akara tadvat. Moon is one, but because of our eye defect of cataract or something, the two moons are seen by us. Seeing two moons is the illusion in the seeing. Defect in the seeing, moon never becomes two, it's one. So too, the Parabrahman is one only and he has got no gunas of stula, anu, ityadi. But because of our illusory vision of our intellect, non-apprehending, it was appearing to be the world with multiplicity. But when through a cataract apprehension, eye is made well, then you see one moon only, which is reality. So too, the cataract apprehension of the Shastra Jnana, when we thoroughly study, thoroughly, very professionally, not like we do nowadays, very casual approach, every guru you browse through, every pustaka we browse through, without taking anything deeply, seriously, sincerely. ऐसे बंदे को लाख जन्म भी हो जाए, न शास्त्र ज्ञान आएगा, न तत्व ज्ञान होएगा, न साधना होगा, न मोक्ष होगा. But the one who is professional, he will clearly, even through studies of Shastra, understands, then he will know. Like the two moons is only optical illusion in my eyes, moon is one. So the Brahman is one without second. The Stulatva, the gunas projected on him, which is called as world, which is never there only. So evam Shrutyadina Namadikaran Upanyasa Mukhena Swarupena cha Badhitatvat Prapanchasya Mithyatvam Avagamyate. अस्थूलादिलक्षणस्य ब्रह्मणः तद्विपरीत स्थूल आकारः मिथ्या भवितुम् अर्हति. यथा एकस्य चंद्रमसः तद्विपरीत द्वितीय आकारः तद्वत्. Like of one moon, the opposite of it, seeing the two moons in that is as it is mithya. So to on one Brahman is astula ananu ityadi, on him the projection of stula jagatadi are projected only, not real. Now, after this, he starts quoting sutras. Tathacha sutrakaraha. Vyasa Bhagavan, Badarayana in his Badarayana Sutras. Nasthanatah ve parasya ubhaylingam sarvatra. But sublime shlokas. I have to explain to it calm and quiet patiently. And you listen that way, we'll see it. Main point to samajh gaye कि परमात्मा एकमेव अद्वयम है, उनके अलावा जो भी है संकल्प है वो मिथ्या है, वो अनरियल है. That also explained through the Brahma Sutra quotes, and in that some questions asked, the answer of which makes our knowledge more deeper and stronger. See tomorrow. Om 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 Om. पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे सत्यमात्रे नमः. तत्सत्. ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. धन्यवाद फ्रेंड्स. Join in 5 minutes.